What's going on, fellas? Most men think attraction is about money, height, muscles, status, and yeah, although those things do matter, there's something much deeper that women actually read in you before you even open your mouth. They look at your aura, your presence, your emotional control, how you handle situations, how you handle people, how you move around in the room, how you walk around the crowd, your confidence, your posture, your body language, your ability to attract attention without you going out your way to ask for it or beg for it or to seek it. Attention just comes to you. That's just your aura. It just attracts to you. Because, fellas, power is a game of appearance. When people look at you, they can't see your brain, they can't see your spirit, they can't see your intentions. They can only see what you project. And women specifically are masters at reading energy. That's why two men can walk in the same room with the same height, same amount of money, even down to the same clothes, and one will feel respected and the other will feel ignored. Today I'm gonna break down 3 powerful laws from the 48 laws of power that completely change how women perceive men. I'm not gonna waste no more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Law number 4, always say less than necessary. Most men talk way too much around women for a few reasons. Maybe they're trying to show off, try to get attention, or maybe because they're nervous. They think attraction comes from impressing women with words. So a lot of men get to over-explaining themselves, over-sharing information, over-talking on certain conversations and topics. I used to do this. I used to try to oversell myself with my accolades, and in reality, like, it just kind of like, it lessens your attraction in a way. So the crazy part about all this is the more men talk, the weaker he actually appears. Because a lot of times people look at, like, the more you talk, all that talking you're doing, you're just trying to hide your insecurities. It signals things like you need validation. You come off like a pick-me, like you need them to like you, or like you're trying to show off, like you're trying to prove yourself, like overly sell yourself. But as time went on, I realized this, and I realized that powerful men actually move a lot different. They actually move the opposite. Powerful men are comfortable in silence. And with silence, you create like a mystery about yourself. It's a scientific fact. People often associate calm, controlled speech with leadership, confidence, and competence. And you can take that and you can connect it with the quote when you hear the loudest person in the room typically isn't the most respected in the room. It's usually the calm person that has the most respect in the room. And why this works with women is women are emotionally observant. They can notice when a nigga is nervous. They notice when a nigga is over explaining himself, talking too much. And they could definitely notice when a nigga is seeking approval. Like, they notice, like, if a man is constantly trying to impress them, it's like they lose interest in you because you're trying too hard. You're starting to seem emotionally dependent. But a man who speaks calmly, intentionally, and seems grounded, that's how you should be carrying yourself. Because then that mystery is going to create that attraction. Because women become attracted to men that they cannot fully read. I'm going to give y'all an example. So let's say you just met a girl, right? And you know that first conversation, y'all kind of ask the generic questions. And y'all come around to the question. It's typically like the 3rd or 4th question. Sometimes it's even the 2nd question, depending how, you feel me, depending on who you're talking to. But typically they'll say, so what do you do? Now, a dude that's a yapper, that's trying to seek validation, that's over talking and overthinking the question, he'll give a response something like, well, I'm a security guard for the nightclubs downtown right now, but I'm also trying to get into the police academy and eventually become a detective. And I also make YouTube videos, and I want to own my own business one day. You see how that answer was just too much? It seems like you was just throwing a lot on the table all at once. Now compare that to this reply. When she asks, so what do you do? And you reply, right now I'm working in law enforcement, building bigger things right now. Done. And you just leave it at that. Short, controlled, confident, straight to the point. Now she may ask deeper questions that may result in the answers that you gave her in that weak response, but let her ask those questions. Don't seem like you're seeking validation or trying to be a show off. Just keep it nice, smooth, and simple. This specific law is something that 50 Cent has mastered. Now, this law doesn't only apply to women. We can step away from women for a second and let's apply it to business. This is a law that 50 Cent has mastered himself. 50 Cent rarely talks much in his interviews or in business meetings. He speaks in his book, The 50 Laws of Power, how he pauses before answering questions. Sometimes in meetings, he barely even reacts. Like he said, in his meetings, he doesn't even nod. You know how some people, they'll talk and when you're listening, you're nodding. He doesn't even nod. He even said, like, when you watch a play, the stillest actor that's on stage is typically the one that everybody watches the most, because you're waiting on their reaction. That right there, that's power, fellas. Most people think attention comes from doing more, but real presence typically comes from control, restraint. The man who can show control, and the man who can control himself, his emotions, and his words, and his mouth, that's the man that seems the most powerful in the room. And if a man can't control his mouth, people subconsciously assume there are other things he can't control either. The second law we're going to discuss is law number 28, interaction with boldness. This law right here is huge in dating, because hesitation, timidness, looking scared, fear, that kills attraction quicker than anything. When you hesitate, people feel your uncertainty. Let's say if you see a woman at the bar by herself and you approach her nervous, hesitant, and like you're half committed to it, she's gonna feel that immediately. But when you approach her with boldness, confidence, that creates more certainty. And the reason why boldness is so attractive to women, fellas, is women are used to hesitant men. You'll be surprised at how many guys, even some of the guys that I have in HTU, that contact me and say that they're having problems speaking to women, or they don't feel confident speaking to women, or even when they do, they don't know what to say. They're more hesitant. These things are more common than you think. You got men that'll stare at women from across the room, won't say nothing, won't approach. You got men that will overthink. You got men that'll wait too long. You got men that'll second guess themselves. And this is a big one right here. You got men that fear rejection. So when a man approaches a woman directly and confidently, it instantly separates him from most men. Most men freeze. Most men freeze under pressure. Like, say for example, right, if you at a restaurant and you see a woman sitting by herself on the other side of the restaurant, and y'all have already made eye contact a couple times, but you spending 20 minutes pacing back and forth, scrolling on your phone, killing time. By the time you eventually muster up the courage to walk over there and say something, that nervousness, that nervous energy that you just had for 20 minutes have already killed the attraction. You just destroyed the entire interaction. Now compare that to a dude. He see a woman he like from across the restaurant. He walks over calmly, smooth, makes eye contact, and say something short like, "Hey, you caught my attention. I just wanted to introduce myself." That action alone, those few words, just separated him from most other men. Now let me give you an example how this can also work for my fellas that are already in situations or in relationships. Because a lot of y'all move weak in your relationships too. Y'all hesitate to set boundaries. Y'all hesitate to lead. Y'all hesitate to make decisions. Y'all be getting disrespected and just walk away. And then y'all be the first ones complaining on why your girl don't respect you. Because that weakness that y'all portraying during your actions and how you react to certain things, that invites that pressure that she's putting y'all under. Y'all gotta understand, men who move decisively create emotional security. Even if a woman disagrees, she still respects certainty more than hesitation. Let me repeat that for you fellas. Even if a woman disagrees with you, she still respects certainty over hesitation. The third law that we're going to talk about is law number 34. Act like a king to be treated like one. This law right here is another one of the most important laws when it comes to dating, because power is largely about perception. When people look at you, they can't see your intention. They only see your appearance, your body language, your confidence, your emotional control, your aura. And people judge fast. It's a scientific fact that people form their first impression of you within 1/10 of a second. People form their first impression of you within 1/10 of a second. That means before you even speak, before you even open your mouth to say anything, people have already created a story about you in their head. So fellas, this is why this is important, because you have two options. You can let people decide who you are, or create the impression that you want people to see. You're an actor in this world, and powerful people understand this. And I'm not saying an actor in the sense of like, don't be yourself. When I'm saying actor, I'm not saying do anything fake or act fake or anything like that. It means be intentional. Be careful what you think about and how you move and how you're presenting yourself to everyone. Because eventually that role is going to become your reality. Most men, they wait till they become successful to act like they're confident, but that's totally wrong. You must move confidently first. Then your life starts to align with your identity. Imagine two men entering a lounge, right? First guy, he has nervous posture, hunchback, looking down at the ground, hands in his pockets, laughing too hard, trying to impress everybody, constantly looking around. That energy is screaming like he's looking for validation. Now compare that to man number two, who walks in calmly, makes eye contact, speaks intentionally, and looks comfortable in his own skin. I'm telling you guys, if these guys walk in the same room, women can instantly tell the difference. They can feel the difference. And the thing is, fellas, like, I don't want to, because a lot of people make it seem like, oh, this person has aura and this person doesn't. That's not the case. Everybody has aura. When you walk in the room, people are reading your energy. Now, this is where people get aura confused, because people think just the positive things is aura. No, if your energy is reading that you're weak or you're nervous or you're insecure, that's your aura. You're scared. But the next person, their aura may read they're calm, they're confident, they're controlled, they're powerful. That's their aura. Fellas, that's why your posture, your fitness, your grooming, your speech, your eye contact, your pace of movement, all this shit matters. I know that shit might seem small, or you may feel like people don't be paying attention or notice it, but I'm telling you, women pay attention to every detail. And these are the things that you guys need to pay attention to, because appearance affects perception, and that's just reality. Nowadays, most men are destroying their own aura because of distraction. They're on their phone scrolling all day, not making no eye contact, not paying attention to the surroundings. They just scrolling all day, seeking validation online. They're searching for constant dopamine. They got no discipline. Shit like that weakens your energy. Your attention span shortens. Your confidence drops. Your posture changes. That's why I be telling my guys, like, limit your distractions. I just spoke about this on my last video about the Opal app. Use apps like Opal if you need to, because your presence, your awareness, you being attentive, that's power as well. At the end of the day, fellas, people are gonna treat you how you present yourself. You got one chance to make a first impression, and that first impression is decided within 1/10 of a second. Your appearance, your composure, your speech, your confidence, your emotional control. Women notice all of this, fellas, and all of that creates your aura. And whether you realize it or not, you're constantly teaching people on how to treat you. See, most men, they unconsciously project insecurities, hesitation, they moving scared, or emotional instability. They always moving like they ready to crash out, and then they wonder why they're not respected or taken serious. Powerful men, they understand something totally different. They go by a whole different set of code and rules in their book. They understand that mystery matters. They understand that presence matters. They understand that boldness matters, and they understand that emotional control matters. You don't become him after success. You move like him first, and then eventually the world starts to believe it too. That's how that works, fellas. If you want me to help you improve your confidence, your aura, your mindset, and your dating life, or even help you create habits that actually make you respected instead of overlooked, or help you become the man that people feel the second that you walk in the room, go ahead and click the link in the bio. Book a call and we'll see if you're a good fit. But understand this, fellas, everybody's not built for Hamza University. This isn't for guys looking for shortcuts or sympathy. This is about becoming the man who naturally commands respect when he walks in the room. And fellas, once you commit to this journey, understand it's not just you, it's us on this ride. So if you're ready to turn your life around, let's go. And a little side note announcement, fellas, I am creating a community for us that will have much more videos like this as far as women nature, dating life, discipline, strengthening your habits. It will include daily motivational posts, weekly live Q&A calls where you can ask me any questions that you want. It will include whiteboard and how-to videos on how to track your habits, limit your distractions, improve your environment, and become him. It will also include videos of book breakdowns chapter by chapter and much more content that I won't be putting on YouTube. If you want access to this exclusive brotherhood and Hamza University, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and shoot me an email in the email that's in the description below. The first 10 guys who shoot me an email will get 100% free access to it. We in May, fellas. We have no more time to waste. Let's get to work, fellas. It's time to perform.